Okay, so today is a Monday, 17th of January, and this is my first bid uh trade on IQ option, and I've just entered just a couple of minutes ago, and we're seeing some progress towards positives, but we shall have to wait a little bit, a couple of more minutes, and we see how it's turning up. But this time I'm in a real account, unlike the last time where I was dealing in a demo account, because we were still now. You see, the demo account is intended for you to build your strategy and make it perfect, and then later you can enroll it on a real account. So for my subscribers that are really complaining that I'm dealing with a demo account, and this is my advice to you, it's better first deal with the demo account, then later, after stabilizing and confirming that your strategy can make profits, you move to the real account. So it's so deadly to just bump into a real account when you've not worked on your strategy. So all the working of strategies, showing demonstrations, recording, I was doing all that in a demo account with the purpose of showing you that we develop strategies within the demo account. Then once the strategies are done, we enroll them to the real account, from demo to real. So I wanted first to develop with you, finish with you, set up the strategy with you in our demo account, and then later, after testing it there together, then we roll it to the real account and we start off with bidding. So anyways, that said, I've just entered a trend. I'm just recording a short video of this trend, but I don't know. Anyways, you just have to stay updated, stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, you can just subscribe and wait until we see how the trend will unveil. Hopefully it will be making profits. I've just given it an auto close of 10%. Hopefully it will be enough. We are entering on the basis of having a resistance in 8 hours around here, just like as usual, and we hope that this resistance is gonna move the trend to about a positive 30 or even 50. But anyways, as for now, let's just leave the trend at about positive 20, and then we shall see other strategies later. But anyways, as I promised, in a couple of hours I will be unveiling another new video, and this time this will be the long-awaited video that will show exactly how we are using this strategy to bid. So how we enter the bids, how we wait, and how the changes unveil in these indicators, and how we read them, and how we enter trends and make profits and leave the trend. So I will be summarizing everything and explaining everything the strategy can do in just one video, and I hope that will be the epitome of everything. Please make sure to be available, make sure to be there, because I won't repeat the same thing once I give it out there. Please, I'm giving this out for free for you people to use, and once you appreciate that the strategy is working for you, subscribe. We shall be working on even more strategies to come, and as anyways, so stay focused as we monitor this trend and we see how it will unveil, and then we shall go on and on and on. Java muhuname. Okay, so we're back in positives around positive 7. So our maximum we reached was positive 8, but we just gave it an auto close over around positive 10, such that after this we'll be preparing for the next exciting video of how to use the system. So finally, closing positives, that's positive 10. Just like I said, we entered on this trend on a basis of a resistance. It's actually a fractal. So this indicator is used. I actually talked about it in the other first video, but I can just repeat its function here. Now, whenever you receive a resistance like this, it shows you that there's no more crossing this border going down, or there is a lot of force from this point pushing you back up in an uptrend. Now that it's okay, anyway, sorry about that, but what I was trying to say is that we entered on a basis of a resistance. So this resistance is actually it's an indicator called fractal, something like that. I don't know whether the pronunciation is right, but you can fractal. So this is the indicator that we're using in 8-hour fractal indicator. So anyways, now I normally put it at its lowest period. It has periods, so it comes by default at its 5th period, but you can raise it to 5, 6, 7. I think its maximum is around could be 100 or something like that, but I like it to be on its minimum now that I'm operating. Yeah, the maximum is 50 and the minimum is 3, but now that I'm operating in a period of in time interval of 8 hours, I would like the fractal period to be around the minimum to be around the minimum, which is 3. The reason why I'm putting it at the minimum, I want it to detect the smallest changes in the trend. I want it to detect the smallest the smallest or the fastest changes in the trend. And now that I'm in 8 hour, that fastest change in a trend, just like we said, the fractal indicator is used to detect the turning of a trend. So I want it to detect the fastest hour or the fastest period or the exact time at which the trend is facing a resistance and might turn into an opposite trend or making a turnover. So I wanted to make it so fast. If I could put 5, 6, 7 and above, it would delay to give me the resistance, but I put it at its lowest, which is 3, and put it in the big time intervals, for example like 8, 12 and probably 1 day and 1 week. So I like it to be on its minimum period, which is 3. So I do apply. So you can just witness it here in its history. Once you receive this here, let me just start from here, probably from here. Once you receive this, you will have kind of a pushback to an opposite downtrend, and once you receive this, you will have a pushback, and it so happened here, probably give you around 20 to 30%. But as you go down here, you received another resistance that pushed you even furthermore up to an uptrend. And as you're going in an uptrend, you received another one that pushed you back down. So probably from here up to here, people made around 100%. Yeah, this is 8 hour interval, a movement from 43369 to around 42711. It's about 10. It's about must be above 100% profit. And on your way down here, you receive another resistance that pushes you back right from let me hope you entered at around this point, which is 42920. It pushed you back up to this point of 439008. So that probably you made around 200% here. So on your way up, you met another resistance on a fractal indicator that pushed you back down. So it pushed you, probably you entered very late at around this point, or even this point, which is 43188. Very late, and you left at this point, which is 42551. Probably you made around 100%. Probably you must have made, actually it's not even probably, you must have made around 100%. So on your way down, you met another resistance that pushed you back in an opposite trend, uptrend. So probably from here to let me hope you hopefully you entered at around here. If you entered late, which is 42980, and it pushed you back up at a point of 439, probably you made another 100%. So you can see that if you're out of trend, resistances can be a major, or they can play a major role in telling you when the trend is turning to an opposite direction, when the market is changing direction. So when you anticipate that the market is changing direction, for example, here the market is now, it has met this resistance on its way down. It met this resistance here that pushed it back up, and hopefully it will be pushing it back to another bar, which is probably an uptrend bar. And if probably you entered at around here, and you're around here, you're already in 30, 40, 50%, and by the time you get to around here, you will be in 100%, and you'll be leaving the trend with your 100%. So now what you do after receiving the resistance, you come back to this point where you have the small time intervals, 5, maybe you can also add 2, and in my 5-minute interval, I will be looking for just a start of an uptrend, and the start of an uptrend is actually a stop of a downtrend. So I look for another resistance which is around here, meaning that this downtrend has stopped, and we shall be probably entering in an uptrend. But what confirms that would be looking at your indicators. Now that 5 is a small time interval, it can't have that enough force of a resistance that will push you back in an opposite direction. So hopefully you're hoping that if you have a resistance, yes, you will have kind of a pushback into the opposite direction, but it might not be that strong to give you a trend that you deserve, because you are in the 5-minute interval, which is kind of a small time interval trend. You could just depend on that. If you receive the resistance in the 8-hour and above interval, probably you can just go with the 4-hour, but it's not that efficient. I would recommend you go with these resistances. When to consider the resistance, you only consider the resistances when you see that resistance coming in 8-hour interval and above. That is 8-hour, 12-hour, 1 day, 1 week, in 1 month. Now, a resistance in 1 month could push you back to about 1000%. So the strength of a trend using the resistances increases with the bigger the time interval. Now from 8, you have a strength of a trend, a reversal trend, giving you about 100%, 200%. But with 12-hour interval, or 1 day, or 1 week, or 1 month, it will go on increasing from 200, 300, 400, and probably in 1 month you will be making around 1000%. So coming back to this point where you have a resistance pushing you up, so how do you enter the trend after realizing that you have a resistance in 8-hour? You come back to a small time interval, probably 5, or some people are using 2, but in this case let me just use 5. So let me read the points. At this point at 0117, by the way, this is how I read points. You point at the same interval where you are, or at the same point where you are, where you have this is the date is 2022 January 17th, and we are at 09 hour, or the 9th hour. So once you go back here, you look for almost the same point. This is the same point here, 01. You can just see it down here, 01, 17, and 09. So this is the same point. It gives you a resistance. So this resistance comes with almost the same power, pushing you up in 5-minute interval. But now that the 5-minute interval might not give you that pushback that is enough for you to make some good profits, you would have to consider it. Yes, you have the resistance, well and good. So, but you have to wait for the arrows, or the first arrow, which is 2, 3 and 4, are giving you a push up, showing that now we have maximum energy going up. But still, in 5-minute interval is still a small a small minute interval. You wouldn't consider arrow 2, arrow 3 and arrow 4, though they are indicators that really the trend is changing. So you're waiting for a confirmation, probably the market. Now the market comes in at as the last confirmation. So once you have 2, 3, 4 and 5 striking up and they are all supporting each other, probably you have another support from around 5 also coming in. The last support that we'll be considering, that to show you that you're really entering a very deep trend now that will give you some desired profits, is the market. Now the wheels, I normally call them the wheels. Now the wheels of the buyers or the sellers. Now the green are the buyers, the red are the sellers. Now if you happen to see some infiltration into the lower Osam oscillator here, which is the wheel, an infiltrating the red zone, we have some green here infiltrating the red zone, and that's why we have a green bar here, kind of a trend going up. But still we don't confirm it, because at that point we don't know whether we're going into a sufficient uptrend. So how do we know that we're going into a sufficient uptrend? The last time you have to wait until you have probably all these indicators striking at once and supporting each other at the same time. But if that is not happening, you have to wait until it happens and you see that it really happened at this point, and this is how I got out of the trend with my profits. But it's still going up, trust me, now that it has gotten infiltration. Now another confirmation that makes you confirm that really you have enough effort to support whatever you have in 8 hour, that you're really going up. You need 2 infiltrations into the market or the wheel. Now you have a red market, meaning that this is a sell market. The price of the probably Bitcoin is lowering or falling. You must have some greens to show you that now the price is kind of coming up or rising again. So, and this green comes in a format that you first have the first infiltration in the Osam oscillator 34.2, and the next infiltration up here Osam oscillator 64.7. And if they pay and you have 2 infiltrations of green in 64.7 and 34.2 Osam oscillators, that would mean that yes, an uptrend has been confirmed, that we are going to have at least a bigger uptrend. More of that, you will be having a complete infiltration, like at this point where we have green from around 136.14. I mean Osam oscillator 136.14 and Osam oscillator 64.7 and Osam oscillator 34.2. Having them all have a complete infiltration, that would mean that you're remaining this is a spark that we are now going up, but you're remaining with only one spark, this one here. That's what I was almost explaining. It has just come at the real time. This supporting this will mean that you'll be going up seamlessly and helplessly. So basically that's how the strategy works. I will be explaining more. We shall be entering more, only that we haven't gotten clear signals. Now that's the first segment of the trend. Now you can see what happens just because of the market supporting it. All the indicators are now carving up the arrows, meaning that they are now gaining a maximum effort to break this resistance here and move up into an uptrend. So they have gained the maximum effort. One thing that will remaining, this effort is enough to break this resistance and move into an uptrend. So let's wait for that to happen and then we move on. Now that's the first segment of the bid. You can use that for as long as you want and make so much profits. Whenever you see that happening in the market, you can use it and enter and make profits and go out. Now that's the resistance point, using the resistance. That's the first category, using the resistances or the fractal indicator. By the way, let me also say this before I leave. I've had a lot of traders saying that you can't use one indicator trade, but with this formula we've just started to realize that yes, it's actually possible to use one indicator to trade and make profits forever. Only that, however, you have to use that indicator in various time intervals, just like I'm doing. You use it in small time intervals, in medium time intervals, the 4, 2 and 3, I mean in 1 hour time intervals, and also use it in the advanced or the upper time intervals, 1 week and 1 month. And if you bring that one indicator, for example, this is the fractal resistance indicator, if I apply it in a probably 1 week, it would be so efficient that I don't even need any other indicator. I would just use that and make some profits. Now, for example, here, remember we're in a trend. Now, when this came, we had a fall, and probably trust me that this fall could have given you more than 200%. Now we went back again. Having this resistance, it anticipated the fall, so we made around 1000% around here. So having this resistance, it pushed you back. Probably here you made around 300-400%, and coming back down, you have another resistance that pushed you back. Probably made 200 or even 100%. Coming up here, it pushed you down. Remember, this is 7 days, 7 days a week. This is so much. Just a small resistance can push you just a slight distance up or down, making you make around 500 or even 600% profit out of the trend. So that's how you can use one indicator to trade across all time intervals. But if you're using one indicator, for example, the fractal or the Arun or the Awesome Oscillator, you must have one thing. You must trade in all time intervals. You must have almost all time intervals displaying on the screen. Or if you don't want to have all the time intervals displaying on the screen, you can decide to use that in the upper time intervals, starting from 8 hours, 12 hours, 7 days, in 1 month. So for today, that's this is all I wanted to say. I will be making another video in the evening. Now this is just for using the fractal or resistances. So I hope you've got something from this video. You can just try to practice it. If you've not understood, you can comment. I'll be repeating until you understand. I will be making live stream. We haven't prepared our live stream coverage, but it's actually coming up in a couple of weeks. For now, we shall be showing you what to do in videos, and probably we shall be catching up. If you haven't understood, you can comment in the on the comment section. If you didn't watch the first video of how to set up this strategy, I might look into my previous videos. One of the videos is actually explaining how to set up all this from scratch, and it's actually giving you the script, so you can just follow up and put up this. You don't need to code, you don't need to know how to code. You just use these indicators that are pre-existing in IQ Option, put them together and make some profits and go out of trend. So this is it. Okay, I will be seeing you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Okay, so thanks for watching. See you.